Hey everybody, I hope you're having a fabulous day. What we're gonna try and do today is we're gonna try and make a Makiwara. And I found this online uh, as a tutorial, and I think I got all the pieces, but I'm not 100% sure. We'll see how this works out. So let me show you what I got here. Okay, so what I got here is I've got a mailbox post holder. It's 4x4. All right. It's 4x4 and it's supposed to be 36 inches long. So that's what I got. Okay, it's about 36 inches long, deep in the ground. I'm hoping that's going to be long enough. We're going to see, from what I've read, people say that it works fine. So it's got 2 bolts here to lock this down nice and tight. What I'm also going to do, which they say you should do, is drill a hole through this here. What they say is that once you start hitting the post, the things start to creep up. The posts seem to creep up. So if you drill a hole through here and put a lag bolt through there, and that should keep them from climbing up. I've also got some lumber here, so what this requires is some 1x2s. Okay. I've got a 2x4, and I've got some more here. So I got a 2x4 and a 1x4. Sorry, did I say 1x2s? 1x4s. So I got 1x4s and a 2x4. So what ideally should fit in here, because this is 4 inches wide, gonna fit 2 of these. One's gonna be the long one. It goes all the way up about 4 feet, I'm guessing. And then the other one's gonna go up. Another one's gonna go up. I'm not quite sure how far. The higher you go, the more resistance you have. And then this last 2x4 here is gonna fill up the rest of the space. Okay. What I failed to do is get some rope for the top. Okay, so that's not gonna happen today, but I'll get that on next time and we'll continue that. All right, so let's start this. Okay, so problem number 1 is that I don't know where my sledgehammer is. So I'm going to attempt this doing with a pickaxe and attempting not to kill myself as I pound this thing into this ground right here. I may be missing a finger for this next one. Stay tuned. Okay, so we got it in. I didn't lose any fingers or toes or nothing. Wasn't as bad as I thought. That's pretty damn solid, so we'll see. Ground here, luckily, it just rained, so it's kind of soft at the moment. So that's good. We'll see once we start. So now I'm gonna put the wood in, and I may have to cut a couple of different boards here. Here we go. Okay, so I got all the wood cut and I just put it in here like this. All right, so I got my 2x4 here, my 1x4 here, and another 1x4 here. And you can see that this is how it is. Now, I'm gonna tighten this down here. I'm gonna tighten this down. And then, like I said, I forgot to get, what I have is I have an exercise mat, an old exercise mat that I'm gonna cut up, and that's gonna be the padding I'm gonna put underneath. And then I'm gonna get the thing I forgot was the rope. So I'm gonna get some rope, and then that's gonna go on next. So, but first I'm gonna get this tightened down, and I still have to drill this hole here. I might hold off on drilling it until I try it out a few times and see if it holds. If it holds, I'm not gonna bother. But if it starts to move, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna drill a bolt, and then maybe a 1/2 inch lag bolt, make a hole, go all the way through, come out the other side with a wing nut on the end here, and just tighten it down so that they don't slide up and down. Okay, so let's get this tightened in and all placed in, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, after much longer than I care to admit, it's up. All right, some things I ran into. Hey, this is, even though this is 4x4, this wood, it still needed a couple of shims in here, all right, to fill up the space. The other thing I ran into, which I wasn't anticipating, is that I didn't have a deep enough socket to get on this, so I had to do it by hand, a lot of it. That was not great. So it took me a lot longer to get those in than I want. It seems pretty solid. Okay, so I have to get the top in. There is some give. It's not too bad. Hopefully that won't snap off. All right, so next thing we have to do is that we got to get some rope and the pad to actually put on this. And at what point we should be done. It's pretty solid into the ground. What I think I might do though is when I get the rope, I might attach these two together, because when I was banging on it, it's making this loud clacking noise, which is probably going to annoy the neighbors. So I'll probably tie these together when I get the rope, and we'll see what that does and see if that takes care of some of that noise. All right, stay tuned. Coming up for part 2. Okay, we're back with day 2 here. So what we're gonna do now is that I got some pieces of an exercise mat, right? Because I wanted something that's gonna be kind of water resistant, water repellent anyway, so it's not really gonna get that moldy, and because this is outside. So this is going to be the cushion underneath. I'm going to use this. I'm not sure if I'm going to double it up or I'm going to single layer it up. We'll see. Then I just got some cotton clothesline here. That's going to be wrapped around, and then I'm just going to staple it, wrap it, and we should be good to go. Then what I'll do is I'll get a bag. Right now I'm going to get a plastic bag. I'm just going to stick it over top so it doesn't get wet. I'm ultimately going to buy a weatherproof bag. You can buy these camping bags that are weatherproof, that will fit perfectly right over the top, and then have little clips on the bottom so everything will stay dry. So let's give this a whirl. Okay, so there we did it. So I ran out of staples, so that was good. So what I ended up doing is when I started the rope, I ended up duct taping it, the rope just to hold it, and then wrapped it over the pads, and it came all the way down, and then I had the duct at the end. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some staples, really, and I'm gonna staple it and then maybe rewrap it, get rid of this ugly tape. And then the other thing I did was that when I was hitting it, these two were clapping together. It was making really loud noise. So what I just did, I just took the extra rope I had, some extra rope, and tied it together, and that got rid of the clapping. So that was good. And then that's it. So now it just squeaks a little bit. Other than that, it's not bad. So I'm gonna keep hitting it, see what happens. If it starts to pop out of the bottom here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole through here, right there, all the way through, and then put a lag bolt in there, and again, put it with a wing nut there, and that. So, but all the places, and this stuff is like super easy to take apart now. So if these ever crack or break, see, this wood was all reclaimed wood, so it didn't cost me anything for this wood. So I guess the total cost breakdown for all this was, the biggest expense was this thing here, this mailbox post holder. Got it on Amazon. It was $23. Okay, it's the 36-inch one. There's two of them. There's a 36-inch one and a 24-inch one. I wanted to get the deeper one. So it's a 4x4 mailbox post holder. So that was $22 or $23, something like that. And then that was pretty much all I spent, really. All this wood was stuff I just had. All these 1x4s and all these this piece of 2x4s, stuff I had. So it's not the prettiest thing in the world. You could get some prettier wood, and I might, because it's easy. All I gotta do is unscrew this and just pop it all out, and I get some prettier wood, and then it'll look a lot nicer. But you know, for just putting up something quick, this worked pretty good. And then the rope I had, so that was nothing. And then I had this exercise mat that I just cut a piece off of, so that was really nothing either. So all in all, it cost me like 20 bucks to make this thing. Ideally, what would probably, if you bought everything, again, $23 or so. These 1x, you probably just need an 8-foot one. Would probably be enough depending on how tall you are. This one's about 4 feet. That's good size for me. It's about $5 or $6 a piece of, and then the 2x4, you know, another $5 or $6 depending on what kind you get. And then this rope, you can get a package of 100 feet of it. It's just cloth clothesline, and it's about $6 or $7 a package. And then whatever you want to use for this mat here, I had an exercise mat. You can get a yoga mat. Probably use a yoga mat. This exercise mat was nice because it was kind of thick. Okay. So I was able to double up on it, and that worked out. A yoga mat, if it was a bit thinner, you'd probably want to put 2 or 3 pieces in here. So that was that. So other than that, that was it. This is nice and tight. That's nice and tight. Everything is good. So cool. Yeah, there you go.